be on the call. Fletch and I will be on the pregame starting at 6 p.m., 1 hour before. Aztecs are currently 18.5-point favorites. And the Lakers tonight in the NBA Cup taking on the San Antonio Spurs. No Wemby tonight. He was still dealing with a calf strain after he suffered it November 14th against the Golden State Warriors. Lakers are now 7.5-point favorites. The total is set at 241.5. If they win, they could be taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Taco Bell's Lunch Cravings boxes give you decadent options. $5 fan favorites, $7 you see the fancy stuff, and $9 you on a journey of flavor exploration. Get yours at participating stores for a limited time. Prices and participation may vary. Drink excludes freezes. Tax extra.
San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock today. John and Jim will take over then. It's day 2 here of our iHeartRadio Radio Children's Giveathon. And man, yesterday was a pretty incredible day here on this show. It was a ton of fun. Could not believe the generosity of our listeners, and we're hoping to keep that thing rolling here once again because there's only hours left here to make a difference, to make that year-end change for Rady Children's Hospital, which they do so much for our community, man. It's kind of an opportunity for us to give back. So remind your friends, your family members, your coworkers, and your neighbors to tune in today. Share our link with your friends, and make sure you are sharing the donation link as well. Text sports to 34984. Call 1-800-258-0007. We got a whole phone bank of people ready to take your call and ready to take your donation. Completely tax deductible. We're up almost over $300,000, I think, at this point. It's been awesome so far, but we got a long ways to go. Anyway, what's going on?
Fletch, so we had some controversy this morning. Fletch and I have been running around the building. Now, they're so sweaty. For those who, basically, for anyone who donates, get your name put up on the wall of each studio. So I come in this morning and I go, why does 760 only have like 5 or 6 things? I go, that's not true. We've had a ton of people donate. Ray John, a bunch of donate. Do you know what's been happening?
It's been happening, Sammy.
They have been putting you good people's donation to our station on other studios' walls. I saw it on Star. I saw it on 1015.
Not okay.
I have been raising hell so far. Watching the food bank. We're cracking some skulls. We're
Food
getting
bank,
credit.
Phone bank.
Not food bank. Phone bank. Same thing. Phone bank. We had some controversy this morning, and we're not getting credit. So the sports station is back on the map. I went and gathered up all of our donations and put them on our wall so you people get credit.
Take that, Jesse Lozano.
Yeah. Okay, Frankie, trying to steal our stuff.
Just absolute insanity is what it is. But no, today we're up and running. So text sports to 34984. You text the word sports to 34984. You call 1-800-258-0007. Now, this is 2 days of radio. Mine and Sammy's very, very valuable radio. We could not do this without the Crowley Car Company, ESEC, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, and SeaWorld. And if you donate $19 a month for this calendar year or $228 today, you're going to get pair of tickets to SeaWorld. And that makes you a hero. $19 a month, that's all it takes. I don't know about you guys, but coffee, they get expensive over in my household. Feels like $11 every time my wife wants to go and get coffee anywhere. $19 a month, you can change that, get a pair of tickets to SeaWorld, and become a hero. In fact, how about this? Marcos from PB. Marcos, $30 on the board. Hey, thank you, Marcos. Appreciate you, man.
It's our guy.
Any of our normal listeners, if you support this show, if you like what Sammy and I do on a daily basis, hit us up with a donation today. We would appreciate, and more importantly, the 311 children who are at Rady Children's Hospital as we speak. Actually, that number went up, believe it or not. 357 children who've been hospitalized at Rady Children's Hospital. That means over the last, 24 hours, there's been an additional 50 kids admitted to Rady Children's Hospital.
Man.
Families who didn't expect to be there this time of year. So that's where your donations are going. It's a nonprofit hospital. They do not turn away people based on ability to pay. So the way they get that done is with your help and with your donations. So if you have kids, you have nieces and nephews, if you have people you care about who have kids, there's no better place to put your money than Rady Children's Hospital. Call 1-800-258-0007 or text the word sports to 34984. Interviews yesterday were awesome. Sammy, I can confirm we are going go-karting with Little Bradford. Hey, And we're bringing some other people with us too. Rich Orberger, Travis Bell.
Can Rich fit in a go-kart?
That was actually the first thing Bradford said.
It's a legitimate question.
He said, "Don't worry, they have extra large go-karts for you, Big Rich." So that was an awesome moment on our show yesterday.
Rich getting fat shamed by a 4-year-old.
Now, also, I will say, in hour one yesterday, we were getting a ton of donations. I was stoked with the amount of donations we were getting, and they were coming in $25, $10, which is great. If that's what you can do today, please do. But we hadn't hit triple digits yet. So in hour number 2, I was like, "Hey, Sammy, what would you be willing to do with a $100 donation?" And Sammy said, "I'll do 100 push-ups." Jamar, boom. Terry, boom. Bob, boom.
Angie,
boom. So we got all of these donations back to back to back. And I will say, Sammy, you stepped up to the plate in a big way. We just went out to the performance studio, and you ripped.
I did push-ups in front of everyone.
20 push-ups.
Well, 20.
And then Derek Dawson, who works with the San Diego Bulls, ripped another 20 push-ups.
So what, I got to do 60 more plus my sit-ups and leg raises?
That's some good math, Sammy. Yes, you got to do 60 more. We're actually joined by our first guest right now. This is Heather. Heather, you can come right on over here. We'll get you on the big seat. Heather, I actually got to chat with this morning, and she's awesome. But, we have all these conversations and these stories about the kids that Rady Children's Hospital treats and deals with on a daily basis. But those kids do grow up, and Heather is actually one of those examples where Heather, was it 12 years old? You were in Rady Children's Hospital, and you were dealing with some issues, and I'll let you tell the story. Where you're still now, however many years later, giving back to Rady, volunteering your time. Now you've worked with Rady. It's awesome. So why don't we start with your story? What happened at 12 years old?
Sure. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here. I was 12 years old. I was in middle school, and I was in PE class, and started realizing I was a shorter breath every time I worked out, and I wasn't a kid. But my PE teacher was like, "Cleve, step it up. What are you doing?" And I was like, "It's hard to breathe." And my mom told my parents, and luckily I had two parents that listened to me, advocate for me, took me to the doctor. I had a fever of like 104. The doctor listened to my heart and says, "I think she had a tumor." And she'd never heard it before. Fast forward, I'm seeing a cardiologist, and then all of a sudden, weeks later, I'm at Rady getting open heart surgery.
Crazy. Things can happen quick, and we know that. And Heather, you're an example of that. Text sports to 34984. Call 1-800-258-0007. And Heather, we'll just kind of throw this out there and make this as dramatic as possible, because it is. But without these donations, Rady Children's Hospital doesn't have the ability to potentially save a life like yours.
Yeah, I mean, look, my life, the trajectory of my life, I was weeks away from suffering from something like sudden cardiac arrest at 12 years old, and it had been undiagnosed. And I go into this hospital, and hospitals are scary, not Rady. Rady made me feel like a superhero. Rady made me feel like family. Rady made it so that now, 30 years later, on the 30th anniversary from that heart surgery, I begged them 3 years ago to volunteer, to somehow donate my time to come to the end. I wanted to go back to the hospital. A lot of people get out, they want to stay out. I wanted to go back there just so I could feel a part of that family. They are incredibly life-changing. Being in that, cardio ICU recently, taking photographs of these kids and watching these nurses and surgeons and everything, the way that they so beautifully just rock with these kids. I was switchfoot and was playing music with them, and it's
Those guys are great, aren't they?
Rady is changing the foundation of what hospital experience is like.
So that cardiothoracic intensive care unit was where you were, 22 beds are full in there, literally as we speak.
Yeah, 22.
That's where your money's going to. Text the word sports to 34984. Call 1-800-258-0007. Now, Sammy, you're going to love this. And Heather, I know this is a huge passion of yours. We're college basketball nuts. In fact, later tonight, we're going to be hosting a pregame show for San Diego State basketball.
Let's go.
They're taking on Lamar later tonight at VA House Arena. You yourself are on sidelines photography college basketball on a weekly basis. How did you get into that world?
So my son is a basketball player, high school basketball player. My father hooped, from as early as I can remember. And as of 4 years ago, I started the platform, the Heather Experience. I noticed that kids that just were out there hooping and had a dream to play ball weren't getting photographed, weren't seeing themselves as the heroes that I saw them as. Just like Rady did for me. They saw me as the hero I didn't know I was. And so now on a weekly basis, I'm at high schools all around San Diego getting a chance to see everyday kids and remind them that they're heroes, that just by waking up and showing up to this life, they are actually inspiring people like me. And so sports has just become a huge part of my foundation. And I think athletes, especially basketball players, because I do believe that's the best sport, um, are incredible. They're tenacious. They inspire me. They get up when they're down, when they don't feel like showing up, they show up. And getting a chance to be on the baseline of these games, I'm inspired every day. It's a huge reminder of back when I really couldn't run the track. And yeah, now I'm getting a chance to be in the midst of these athletes that are literally just like shining so bright and reminding me that like, hey, I can do this now too. Like I can go out there, I can get up, I can stand up when I feel like I'm falling down. I can wake up when I feel like not waking up. Like that's what athletes have shown me, because I didn't get to be an athlete, but now I get to be surrounded by them and inspired all the time.
It's awesome. It really is. And we talked off air this morning a little bit about the broader message that you're trying to put out there. And explain what you were able to do getting high schoolers to go get screened, which potentially saved lives.
Yeah, that was really cool. So there's an incredible foundation called the EP, the Eric Rady Save a Life Foundation. And they provide free heart screenings for children under 18. And so a couple years back, I realized that when I took my own son to get his sports clearance, which every athlete has to do, they don't screen them for heart conditions. They don't do EKGs. So I partnered with the EP Save a Life Foundation. We did what's called the Heart Experience. Over 300 San Diego athletes came out and got screened to make sure that they didn't have an undiagnosed heart condition and that they were safe to play from a heart perspective.
That's so cool. And would you say the entire journey of your life started at Rady Children's Hospital?
100%. There was my life before that, and then my life after that, and getting a chance to replay the story in my mind and talking about it today just further affirms that had I not been taken care of by such angels, by such incredible human beings like the child life specialist, the doctors, the nurses, everybody down to the first person you see walking in there, this would have gone a very different direction. But because of them, I've been able to actually do some good in this world, shine a light just like they shine a light in mine.
That's so cool. And the child life specialists you mentioned, by the way, they're not billable to insurance. The only way they stay employed at Rady Children's Hospital is through donations. So call right now, 1-800-258-0007. You can also text the word sports to 34984, sports to 34984. That's the easiest way to do it. It takes you about 45, 50 seconds to set that. Heather, thank you. You're awesome. You're a superstar. You're a bit of a miracle being here today, even. So we're glad you're here. And Sammy, she was just at the Rady Children's Invitational shooting college basketball.
Oh, that's so awesome.
TCU. They were. That was an incredible game to watch. And could I mention my Instagram?
Absolutely.
My Instagram is the Heather Experience, and my website's theheatherexperience.com. I show a lot of sports photography. I talk about a lot of basketball, but more importantly, I talk a lot about heart health, about mental health, and how important athletes are and how important sports are in this day and age for young kids. So I appreciate you just coming along the ride for me.
Yeah. No, you're a mom and bear too, right?
I am. I have a 19-year-old incredible kid named Rady. He's a high school basketball player, and I have a beautiful daughter named Lena. She's 11 years old. She's in the 6th grade, and I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Now being a parent, of course, looking back, I'm like, wow. I looked at this experience at Rady's and I was like, oh, it's no big deal. They're going to go snip my aorta and sew it back together. That's all I remember. Just having a fun time getting ice cream and everyone fawning like I was a celebrity. And now being a parent, I was like, wow, this was
we're 20 minutes away from dying.
I was so close to dying. Like it was not even funny. And just as crazy as it might sound, I know that anytime my kids have gotten sick, anytime that there's been a potential something wrong with them, I know that a shadow of a doubt that they would be okay. Why? Because I was okay, and because of the people at Rady.
Call right now, 1-800-258-0007. Text sports to 34984. Heather, we're going to ask you to keep an eye on Sammy today. He's got 60 more push-ups to do because of a bunch of donations that came in yesterday.
For the kids.
So if you see any signs of anything that we need to get someone in here, make sure you're ready to go.
I got you.
It's San Diego Sports 760. It's day 2 of the Rady Children's Hospital. Only a few hours left to get your donations in. Tax deductible, going to the best cause you can possibly go to right now. So text the word sports to 34984. We'll update our little scoreboard we have here in studio coming up next. It's San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2. John and Jim will take over then. It's day 2 of our Rady Children's Giveathon here on San Diego Sports 760. We're asking you to donate here to Rady Children's Hospital in San Diego. You can call 1-800-258-0007. You can text sports to 34984. Right now, that hospital is full of children who may not be home for the holidays this year. And Rady Children's Hospital is literally a top 10 children's hospital in the world. So if you have a place to make a year-end donation and you want to donate money anyway, this is about the best spot you can do so. So text sports to 34984. If you have a business, we'd love to give that business a shout out. We see every name that pops through. So if you make the donation in the name of your business, we will give them a shout out as well. But man, it's been an emotional couple of days here in our radio. It's been a very empowering couple of days, and you hear all these amazing stories. And without Rady Children's Hospital, they're not possible. And some of the people who we've talked to over the last couple of days wouldn't be here without the work that Rady Children's Hospital does. So make that donation today. Text sports to 34984. Sports to 34984. All right, Sammy, well, we got a couple minutes here. Let's do some sports talk, if we will.
Let's get into the sports, guys.
So 10 minutes ago, we got the first video of Philip Rivers throwing out in Indianapolis. How about that? How about it?
Listen,
He don't look bad.
Well, he can throw a football. Listen, the late great George Foreman could punch at 74 years old.
You are so negative about this.
He can still crack. That's not the problem. The problem is their punch is coming back the other way. And again, I'm pulling for Philip Rivers. I like Philip Rivers a lot. It's great. It's a cool story. It's a fun thing for the NFL.
He's definitely playing.
Of course he's playing.
They don't make this move unless he's playing. He's starting for them like this weekend.
Why would he come back to be a mentor to Riley Leonard?
No shot.
You think he's coming out of his home in Tuscaloosa and to stop coaching his kids' high school? No, he's playing. I'm just saying, I don't think, I heard Michael Pittman yesterday talk about the ceiling as a Super Bowl. Yeah, if Philip Rivers, this was 15 years ago, 100%.
Dude, if Phil goes out and wins the Super Bowl, if Phil's the reason that the Chargers get knocked out of the AFC
that would be
playoffs,
hilarious.
If Phil's the reason Josh Allen gets knocked out of the AFC playoffs.
Well, my thing is this.
You're talking about, if you want to be a surefire Hall of Famer and not just a maybe Hall of Famer.
Well, I think it's funny if he wins a playoff game, just one. I think he would go a long way in making sure he's established as a Hall of Famer, because 44 years old, come out not play for 5 years. You win a playoff game. By the way, that playoff game is probably going to be on the road because they're not likely going to win the division. They already lost to Jacksonville. They play them again, but the Texans are on the come, and Jacksonville's been winning a lot of games recently. So, listen, if it works, it's genius. Do I think it's going to work? Absolutely not.
Well, the final game of the season may be for the division.
And do you know who they're playing? Yeah.
Yeah, the Texans, who have the best defensive line in football. That's terrifying.
So, I just don't want to see the guy hurt, man.
But I don't think you can think that way, and I don't think Phil thinks that way either. I do think it's you bright side this thing until the bad side comes, and the bad side doesn't necessarily have to come.
I think the real question though is this: let's say this first game, let's say it starts Sunday. They're playing the Seahawks, right? I believe.
Yes, great defensive line.
If he gets crushed and doesn't look good, let's just play hypothetical. If he doesn't look good, he's getting pounded,
and they lose, they may be out of the playoffs.
I think you don't play him the next 3 games.
Yeah, maybe. I'm hoping for the best. I can't wait to watch him. If it is this weekend, I can't wait. I think it's going to be so much fun.
Him playing the Chargers in the playoffs would be the funniest thing of all time.
Oh, it'd be hilarious. Who would San Diego root for in that situation?
I think Rivers. Well, I think if you're still a Chargers fan, you're going to root for the Chargers. If you hate the Chargers, what they did to San Diego, I think it's going to be the most watched game in San Diego of all time.
I think so too. Yeah, and there's going to be bars in San Diego throwing Colts watch parties.
Could you imagine if Dean Spanos knocked out the playoffs because of Philip Rivers? That's poetic.
Yes, beautiful.
I would love to see that.
I would also love to see that happen. All right, Major League Baseball. We had that story yesterday about the Padres gearing up to do something big. We'll see if that actually comes out to fruition. But what has come to fruition is the Mets, who this was within the last 2 or 3 years, Sammy. Steve Cohen said, I will spend whatever money it takes to make this team a World Series contender, blah, 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 blah. Edwin Diaz, Dodger, Pete Alonso, Oriole. What the hell is going on in New York?
He's out on Schwarber, too.
Yeah, and Schwarber just re-signed with the Phillies.
Baseball's funny, man. Obviously, the Dodgers getting Diaz, like, of course they got.
That's annoying.
I mean, they just got the best closer in baseball, and that was the one weakness of the team, so they didn't have a closer. So, I mean, my thing is this: I hear a lot of people, and I get it. People don't like the
I'm
Dodgers.
gonna say second best closer in baseball.
So, yeah, fair. Mason Brothers won, but Diaz is not a joke. My thing is this: I understand people don't like the Dodgers, and it's easy to misplace their anger with the Dodgers. My thing is this: be upset at Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred, and the MLB Players Association. Every star in baseball can tell you, they tell you their face, oh, it's BS what happens. It's BS what happens that they're able to pay their players. They all love it because mediocre players get paid good to great contracts. And until there's a salary cap, we've gone ad nauseum. There needs to be a salary cap, just like there needs to be a salary floor. I mean, half the teams in Major League Baseball are not even competing before the season starts.
You can make the argument this is more Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh's fault than it is the Dodgers' fault.
100. Think about the Pirates real quick. The Pirates, before I get to break, the Pirates have had the biggest superstar at the pitching position we've seen in a couple decades. A really good actually pitching staff, but the refusal to spend money on the 1 through 9 means that they will never win anything, and they're going to waste Paul Skeens until he ends up as probably a done.
We all have the countdown on our clock going for when Paul Skeens leaves, and it's going to be sooner rather than later. So that's the state of baseball, man. All right, the state of our world today is that this is the Rady Children's Giveathon, the two most important days of our year. This is our Super Bowl. We need you to text the word sports to 34984. You can call 1-800-258-0007. Think about this, whether you're on your lunch break right now, whether you're driving back to work. 38 beds in the Center for Cancer and Blood Disorders. Today, all 36 of them are full. Sorry, 38 beds in there, 36 of the 38 are full. That means 36 children are so sick with cancer that they must be hospitalized. That's where your money's going to make their holiday season a little bit brighter. So if you don't know where it's going, 100% of it stays right here in San Diego. 100% of it is going to Rady Children's Hospital, and that's what it's going towards. And thank you to Thomas, who just donated $150. That's awesome, Thomas. We appreciate you, man.
Thomas, the man.
That's awesome. It's incredible. And that's the kind of generosity we need here. We only got a few hours left. So if you're making a year-end donation, now's the time to do so. Rachel with $50. Thank you, Rachel. So as we keep going here today, just keep that in mind that as you're going through your life, listening to a very similar sports radio show, there are children, there are families inside Rady Children's Hospital as we speak who are dealing with some of the hardest times of their lives.
By the way, don't be selfish. All the money that I've made you over gambling for these years, for the last year, the amount of profit that I have, if you have been tailing my bets, just give a little bit of it. Okay, take it out of your prize account. $10 is all we ask for. Okay, you know I'm going to hit you winners on Thursday and Friday when we're back to doing long shots. It's a Sammy Long Christmas guarantee. So might as well just give your money to a good cause.
Sammy said, "Don't be selfish." The sentiment's correct, and to drive that point home, the NICU, which is where the babies go, prematurely born babies and babies who are just been born. 30 of them right now. 30 babies were recently born so sick that they need constant round-the-clock medical care. That's where your money's going. So make that donation today. Call 1-800-258-0007. Text the word sports to 34984, 34984. All right, quick break here. We got another inspiring story coming up on the other side. Don't go anywhere. It's San Diego Sports 760.
The sport's sponsored by Audible. A lot of basketball going on tonight. San Diego State here, right here on San Diego Sports 760, taking on Lamar. San Diego State is currently 18.5-point favorites. That game right here at 7 o'clock. Flush Nugget going on the pregame starting at 6. Lakers taking on the Spurs in the NBA Cup. No Wemby tonight. That game will be going at 7 o'clock. Lakers are now 7.5-point favorites. And per Adam Schefter, breaking news at the NFL, the NFL draft clock will be going from 10 minutes, the usual schedule 10 minutes per pick, to 8 minutes. So we can speed this thing up a little bit. Stuck in traffic, Audible's romance collection. Bobby falling fast in the slow line, satisfy every side of you with the best-selling modern rom-coms, the hottest romantic series, and anticipated new releases. Start listening free when you sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com.
That sounds lovely.
Sound hot?
Mm-hmm. It's San Diego Sports 7.
It's just a romantic series.
Let's get some romanticities going. Actually, Kendall and I are listening to a book right now, my wife and I. Hot and steamy, Sammy. It's called The Tenant. It's about murder.
Wait, hold on. You're just sitting in your living room listening to an audiobook?
We usually will take drives and listen to it. Yeah. It's called Marriage, Sammy. It's okay.
Wait, whose idea was that? I hope it was hers.
Well, yes, it is hers. But we started listening to it. We were in the car for like 11 hours this past weekend, but now it's so good. It's like we're just drove around San Diego last night for a while.
Can you give us a little recap of what's happening in the book?
Well, it's called The Tenant, and I don't want to give any spoilers out there. It is for sure a chick book, but it's awesome, dude. But it's
obviously a chick book
where it's weaving a web full of lies and disruption,
murder, sex, and
cheating, and crazy.
Scandalous.
Jason W. from San Diego, just sending in $100. Thank you, Jason. Man, we love you. Appreciate you in a big way. You can follow Jason's lead. In fact, I'd love to see someone match Jason with another $100. Text the word sports to 34984. The word sports to 34984. You can also call 1-800-258-0007. Anytime one of those will pop in, we will read it on air here. If you want to get your business a shout out, we can do that as well. But Jason, thank you for your generosity. That's awesome to see, man. All right, Sammy, I got to ask you, how are your arms feeling?
All right now. I just did 20 push-ups.
A little sore?
No, my body's a temple, and I take care of it. So I'm ready to go for the rest of the push-ups I have to do. I'm feel free to crank them out whenever.
All right. Well, we actually I just had someone poke their head in who works with Rady Children's Hospital. He's the videographer, and he said, "Hey, when's the next round of push-ups? Because I'd like."
Is that what he asked? Is that legitimately what he asked?
Legitimately what he asked. And he asked if we're available to do a quick interview, and I said at 12:55 is when we take our last break of the hour. Sammy can rip 20 push-ups. I can answer whatever questions you have, and he's in for that. So get ready. You're doing well.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm locked and loaded. We're ready to go.
You need another $100 donation as a little.
It'd be nice. Again,
what's
Jared,
inspiration?
What I said last break was true. Jared follows along with long shots, and Jared, I've won Jared so much money.
It's crazy because his name is Jason.
Jason. I won Jason. It was a trick. I was testing you. I won Jason so much money that he decided to open up his pocketbook, give a little Christmas cheer to Rady's. Listen, this is when people crap on gambling. Sure. This is the kind of gambling thing that it can be good. Okay, think about the gambling winnings. Give it to Rady's.
Give it to Rady's.
Gambling.
Exactly right. It's the Rady Children's Giveathon that we do here every year on iHeartRadio on San Diego Sports 760. It is one of the most important days of the year for us. You can call right now 1-800-258-0007. You can also text the word sports to 34984. Give Sammy the inspiration he needs. Send in $100 for the kids. And a big thank you to our sponsors as well. Crowley Car Company, EastEd, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, and SeaWorld. If you donate $19 a month, you're getting a pair of SeaWorld tickets as well. So it's a big day here for us. Tanya is going to be coming in just a little bit, who actually works at Rady Children's Hospital. But while she was working there as a full-time employee, something insane happened to one of her daughters. And it's an incredible story. I can't wait for you to hear it. We're expecting Tanya to stop by any minute now. But Sammy, tonight, you're coming with me. We're doing this thing.
We're excited. Well, Aztecs basketball tonight.
So 6 o'clock, if you are heading down to the A-House Arena tonight for San Diego State or Lamar, you are going to find myself and Sammy Long right outside the front doors of the A-House Arena, getting you ready for the game. We'll have the speakers set up, throw high fives to everybody who swings by. I know our buddy Rich will be there. John, who missed me last time, come try to find us. We'd love to see you all. It's a great time, man, and it's going to be fun to watch college hoops tonight. You guys, let's get back on track a little bit. I did see the spread in this game.
18.5. So
17.5.
okay, so it's going up. People in Vegas betting the Aztecs. This is a big game though in terms of obviously they're playing Lamar. They should beat this team. If they lose this team, there's massive problems with the team. But you really need like a beatdown because the last couple of weeks, obviously the players who are in tournament did not go the way we all wanted it to. Tough loss against Baylor, tough loss against Michigan. They get that W against Oregon. But you really need it before you get to Mountain West Conference play. You got Arizona coming in a few weeks, which is going to be really a massive game now because you're going to need to win that to kind of get a big ranked win on your resume. They're in the top 5 right now in rankings. But ideally, we're talking about an Aztec absolute beatdown tomorrow because not only is the spread we talk about gambling and everything, but that's also what can pop like what all these rankings do is they look at the betting spreads and then they see if you match that or exceed that. So honestly, it'd be nice to see the Aztecs really get after it. Got a nice win last week, build a little momentum heading into that Arizona matchup, which is gonna be monumental.
I haven't done my full deep dive on Lamar yet. As soon as we get off the air today, I'll watch some film on him and get ready to go for tonight. But I do know Lamar is 10th in the Southland Conference. They do play about 10, 11 guys, and they've had a lot of close games. They're 5-3 on the year so far this season. San Diego State, like you said, Sammy, this should be a little bit of a beatdown, and I think that'd be great to see for Aztec fans to see a game where start to finish, you know who the best team on the court is, and they will be the more athletic team and the better team tonight. And it's just one of those games. You got to go out. This is a business trip tonight to Giveathon Arena, and you got to take care of that business.
I think they also have to shorten the lineups a little bit. It's almost hurt the team with how talented, and this is not just us being like with home the Aztecs. This team heading into the year, you look at a lot of these guys as really talented guys who could have gone a lot of places in the country.
I don't think it's wrong to say that this is one of the deepest, most talented teams Dutch has had.
And I think it's actually hurt the team in a weird way. Because there's so much talent on this team, they've tested out a lot of lineups early. They've like look at BJ Davis last week, has 18 points. BJ Davis wasn't really playing meaningful minutes the first couple of weeks because of all the new entries, your Elsie Harringtons, your guys coming in. And not saying they should be playing because he's been fantastic. But it's almost like if Dutch decides 8 to 10 guys are playing, really cut it down to 8. And if they work their way into it, I think they'd have a little bit more rhythm and flow to the offense because I think the amount of players coming in and out of the lineup has actually hurt this team at times. And you really saw it against Michigan and Baylor when they stepped up in competition.
All right, we had Jason with $100, and I just saw Jennifer chipping in with $50. That's awesome.
Jennifer.
We had Marcos earlier today with $30. Keep those coming in, man. Text the word sports to 34984. Call 1-800-258-0007. It's the Rady Children's Giveathon here on San Diego Sports 760. And I'm going to keep reading these stats to drive home the point here because as of right now, 24 beds in the pediatric intensive care unit. That's the PICU. 20 of those 24 are completely full right now. That means 20 children have experienced a serious trauma, illness, or surgery that requires the hospitalization. Get that money in now. San Diego Sports 760. We're going to take a quick break here. On the other side, you'll hear more about Rady Children's, and we'll talk some sports as well. San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 today. John and Jim will take over then, and then Sammy and I will both be back with you coming up at 6 o'clock tonight, getting you ready for Aztecs basketball. Today is day 2 of the Rady Children's Giveathon. You can call 1-800-258-0007. You can also text sports to 34984 like our buddy Jason did, like so many of you have today. Jason with $100 most recently. Thank you for the generosity. Your money is all going to Rady Children's Hospital and supporting the 367 children who are there literally as we speak. That is 367 children, 367 families that holiday season will be impacted by some sort of condition, some sort of emergency, some sort of trauma that's making them be in the hospital right now instead of out playing with friends. And in fact, this story is a great one. It is a horrifying one as well. But I have Tanya with me right now. Tanya, thank you for being here. And Tanya, you work at Rady Children's currently, and you have for how long?
For 13 years.
13 years at Rady Children's Hospital. Well, when we jump back into the time machine a little bit, when your daughter Audrey was 8, you still worked at Rady Children's Hospital, but you guys went through a life-changing emergency at 8 years old for Tanya. You want to talk us through what that was?
Yeah. So when my daughter was 3 months old, I started at Rady Children's Hospital. And then when she was 8, I was actually on Mother's Day. We were at a friend's house and there was someone visiting with a dog. And at one point, the dog attacked my daughter and it happened so quickly. And I just heard her screaming. I turned around, I saw her through the glass doors and the dog had her arm in its mouth. And we rushed outside. We were able to stop the attack. Thank goodness it wasn't worse. It got her arm and started to get the front of her chest. But when you're a mom in those moments or a parent, you just stay calm. You can handle what you need to do, although your heart's racing. And I will never forget what that scream sounded like. But I knew it was bad. I wrapped her arm and I said, "We're going to Rady Children's." And when we arrived, I didn't tell them I worked there. So it was incredible to feel what the experience is like for other families that end up there. They took us in, and my daughter has high anxiety. So the idea of the stitches were almost as traumatizing as the actual dog attack.
Wow.
She was so afraid of the needles, of the stitches. And so the staff worked with me, worked with her, spoke to us in really appropriate ways in front of her and helped us get her through it. And then we had a child life specialist in the emergency department, which is completely philanthropy funded. And they came in and they pulled out a toolbox that just showed her all of the tools they were going to use for the stitches, let her touch everything, talked her through the process. And then at one point they said, "Would you like me to hold up a curtain?" And she held up a towel so she didn't have to see them do the stitches on her arm. And so I just got to sit there and hold my daughter's hand and just be mom for her. And I didn't have to worry about anything except for my job of being mom.
Well, and sometimes you're on the other side of that situation, and it's got to be kind of tricky for you to think the reverse. But that's exactly where you were. Now, you mentioned the child life specialist. Yesterday, we spoke with Bree, and you said it, 100% philanthropy funded.
Yes.
It's a non-billable position, which means insurance isn't going to cover Bree's salary or the hundreds of others who work with Rady Children's Hospital. The way they make money, the way they make experiences, which you're in the middle of adrenaline and horror and chaos, the way they make money is through your donation. So text sports to 34984, call 1-800-258-0007. And you and I were talking off air, Tanya, and you're a dog lover, I'm a dog lover. It's such a crazy moment, and you said it, how fast things move. But has that impacted the rest of your life in any way?
No, I think it has definitely made my daughter more cautious, but we both love dogs just as much. And, they're animals, you have to respect them. And thank goodness it hasn't taken away our love for dogs. We have dogs, we're around them all the time. And, I'm just grateful it wasn't worse. And I'm grateful that we had Rady Children's when we needed them.
Now, we hear all the parent stories, all the children's stories about Rady Children's Hospital, but someone on the inside, you've worked there for years before and after this happened. What can you say about where this money goes?
So it goes to help children and families in their greatest time of need, and working there in the foundation on the back end, I know that the money goes to making sure that we have the best care, the best staff, the best equipment, the best of everything, and it's constantly being evaluated in every department. And really the only way that we can provide the best is because of the community coming and standing behind us and donating and giving. That allows us to be there and provide the best for our kids when we need it.
And Audrey's doing great now?
she's doing wonderfully. Yes.
That's so good to hear. Now, Rady Children's Hospital is a level 1 emergency department. What does that mean exactly? Because everyone's coming to Rady's.
Yes. So we are the region's only dedicated pediatric trauma. So if there is a pediatric trauma, they are brought to Rady Children's. And we have everything on hand to handle kids of all ages from newborn all the way up to 18 years of age, which come in all different sizes. And we have everything on hand. We're ready to go. We have all the staff and expertise ready to handle all pediatric emergencies.
It's incredible to hear. By the way, Tanya, while you're sitting here talking, look up Mark L. from Coronado, $5,000 donation
that's awesome.
coming in. Now, Mark, I know for a fact, switches back and forth from our station to Clint August, so we're going to go have a fight with Clint to see who gets
Credit for Mark.
But Mark L., $5,000 donation. That's insane.
Thanks, Mark.
Tanya, you're the best. Audrey, we got a picture over here. Beautiful little girl. It's so great to hear that she's rebounded so well and the Rady Children's played such a big part. And that's where your money goes. There are horror stories that have great endings, and this is one of them. So in order to make more of those great endings, sports, 34984. Make that text message right now. Make that donation right now. And we'll be back with hour number 2 coming up next. San Diego Sports 760. Listening live on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is furnished by Genuine. San Diego State taking on Lamar tonight live from Viejas. Spread is 18.5 in favor of the Aztecs. That game is going at 7 o'clock. Here right here on San Diego Sports 760. Fletch and I will be on the pregame starting at 6. The Lake Show playing the NBA Cup quarterfinals, taking on the Spurs, who we already beat this year, 118 to 116. De'Aaron Fox will be playing in this one, unlike last time. Wemby, though, will not. He was still dealing with a calf strain from last month's game against Golden State. Lakers are currently 7.5 point favorites with the point total set at 241.5. In the NFL draft, the amount of time between picks has gone down from 10 minutes to 8 minutes per Adam Schefter. This report is furnished by Genuine.
It's hour number 2 here on San Diego Sports 760. Ben Fletcher, Sammy along with you until 2 o'clock today. John and Jim will take over then. And by the way, Sammy and I will be back with you at 6 o'clock tonight as we get you ready for San Diego State Hoops taking on the Lamar. What's their name, Sammy? I'm forgetting already.
I'm going to be 100% honest, and I know, I feel like I know a lot about sports. I have never heard of this college before.
It's in Texas.
Lamar, Texas.
Lamar, Texas.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I don't know where they're finding these teams, but listen, beat them.
Lamar Cardinals, by the way. Lamar Cardinals out of the no, I just forgot their conference. This is great. This is who San Diego State played against tonight. So we'll see. Sammy and I were just doing a TV interview. We got a lot going on. It's day 2 of the Rady Children's Giveathon here on San Diego Sports 760. 367 children are in the hospital right now. That's what we're raising money for. That's what San Diego is getting behind today. So make your donation right now. You can text sports to 34984, or you can call 1-800-258-0007. Make your donation for San Diego Sports 760 for Rady Children's Hospital. It's been a big day. It's been an emotional day. Sammy, how about the story from Tanya?
I know that was very powerful.
That was huge, man. Sammy and I both love dogs, but the way things can change so quickly, and you never really know what's around the corner. And that's kind of a daily basis at Rady Children's Hospital. And they're equipped, they're ready to deal with it. And how about our guy, Derek Dawson with the San Diego Goals, who did a bunch of push-ups to help Sammy out, just donated $100.
Oh, my guy.
Derek Dawson, thank you, man. Appreciate it. All right, we got a brand new family in studio, so why don't we all take seats? We got a microphone here. We got a microphone here. You can jump on. We got, it's Mo and Chavi, right? Mo and Chavi are here. You know, before we get started, we can all use positivity. How about a round of applause for everybody? Can we get some claps?
Thank you so much for donating and saving the lives of people like us.
How about this? So is this Mo right here?
Yes.
Mo, how are you? My name is Ben Fletcher. Thank you for being here, man. It's an honor to meet you. That's Sammy over there. We got Mom and Dad also. What are your names?
My name is also Maurice.
Maurice.
And I'm Cindy.
Cindy, great to meet you. And that's Chavi over there.
Yeah. I'm Chavi.
I'm Chavi.
What's up, Chavi? I like your hat.
Thank you.
All right. So, Dad, Maurice Sr., let's start with you here today. And then, Mo, I want to hear all about what you got going on, too.
Okay.
But, Dad, why don't you start us from the top? Where did Rady Children's first come into your lives?
Oh, my gosh. Rady came into our lives from out of nowhere, it seemed like. We were just at a routine doctor's appointment, and the doctor asked of our son, Mo, who was only 14 months old at the time, she asked, does he always breathe that way? And we said, does he always breathe what way? We had no idea there was anything wrong. But they pretty quickly found out that he had a hole in his diaphragm muscle. So his stomach was getting up into his chest where his heart and lungs are supposed to be. So obviously we are panicked, my wife and I, we are terrified. Our doctor calls over to Rady's hospital, gets on the phone right away with the chief of cardiothoracic surgery, and he immediately starts making us feel so much better and making us feel like, whatever's going on, whatever the emergency is, they're going to be able to fix it for us.
That's incredible. Yeah. So, look, this is where your money is going. So that stories like these end up being happy stories. You can call 1-800-258-0007, or you can text the word sports to 34984. We're seeing donations roll in as we speak. Mom, do you want to jump on a mic real quick? Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
It's great to see you today. Thank you for being here. Now, Maurice Sr. was just telling us the story, but what were the emotions going through your mind, through your family's mind when all this was happening?
Well, something that I can talk about, but I cannot describe, is the feeling when you hand your son to the nurse and you she's wheeling him into surgery and the doors closed behind her. And you've just given the thing that you've wanted the most in your whole life to someone you don't know, and you just have to trust and believe that they are doing the best job they can do to save their lives.
Well, they did.
And they absolutely did. We've got two boys here who can speak directly to that. But it's, it's the feeling, like dropping your kid off at daycare, except times a million. And the kindness that we were shown during that, like, most difficult moment in our lives is, the kindness that Rady's children's staff and nurses and social workers showed us was such a comfort during that time when we were so worried about our boys. And now they're off running, playing, joking around, dying to get on the mic.
We're getting Chavi on the mic.
He's so excited to say hi. Say hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, Chavi. How are you?
I'm really sad.
What are you sad about today?
We'll just empty.
Nobody.
Oh, the brothers are.
Chavi, I have an older brother also. His name is Alex. And I understand how it is, but I know it's not with love every single time.
Yeah, you guys are really good friends, right?
It's great to see. Now, Mo, you spent a lot of time at Rady Children's Hospital when you were younger, when you were just a kid. But Chavi was 7 months in the NICU unit, and you were there quite a bit as well. So why don't you tell us a little bit of your story and how you feel about the people over at Rady Children's Hospital?
I don't remember.
Of course.
I was only 14 months old, but I know that they would have worked so hard to save my life, to patch that hole in my diaphragm, and just like so please donate to save they saved my life, and they saved my brother's life too. And that is it's so important that you donate, because
And you can see that the gift they've also given us, besides two healthy boys, is instilling them with the value of giving back to your community.
Sure.
So being grateful, having that attitude of gratitude that's so important. I absolutely cherish that. And I'm really proud of my boys for showing up today and talking to your listeners about how important it is to, if you have that extra dollar to give it to Rady's, and they know where it would go.
Absolutely.
Towards life-saving treatment.
Look, we've been talking about it all day long, but Mo and Chavi, you are the reason people are going to donate today. You guys are doing an awesome job. 1-800-258-0007. You can text sports to 34984. All right, Chavi, you're here. You're ready to go. Tell me your favorite TV show right now.
My favorite TV show
Is it? I know what it is.
is Minecraft.
It's Wild Kratts.
Oh, what is that?
Love
What's
Wild
that all
Kratts.
about?
Do they do creature rescues?
The new
Yeah,
creature.
they
Oh, you know what?
do
My niece
all of
watches
it.
this show. She loves it. It's awesome. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And Mo, how about you?
I like Star Wars. Anything Star Wars.
He's a big
My
Star Wars
man.
fan.
No
Loves
way.
Star Wars fan. Do you ever get to go to Disneyland and see the Star Wars land out there?
Yes, I
We just
have.
went for your birthday.
Is that not the coolest thing ever?
It is insanely cool.
Yeah.
It is like you're right there.
It's really, really awesome. Well, Mo, how about this? I'm going to need you to say thank you to Jennifer, who just donated $50. Thank you to Jason, who just donated $100.
Thank you so much, Jennifer and Jason. I'm sure that's gonna save someone's life one day, and I really hope more people donate.
That's exactly right, Mo. And it is. That's what Rady Children's Hospital does. We have it right here in our very own backyard. You can call 1-800-258-0007. You can text sports to 34984. Make that donation. Save a life today, because we need more kids like Mo and Chavi around. And thank goodness for Rady's Children's that you guys are here. We appreciate you, Mom, Cindy, Dad, Mo Sr. Thank you guys for being here.
We appreciate We
Yeah.
appreciate you so much. Thank you for doing this.
Awesome. It was great to meet all of you guys. And we'll talk to you very, very soon.
Yeah, that
Right
sounds
on.
great.
Mo, can I
you.
get a fist bump? Boom. Love it. Chavi, can I get a fist bump? Boom. What's your daughter's name?
That's Madeline.
Madeline, that's my niece's gift. Madeline, say hi to everybody.
Hi, donate today.
Only
Donate today.
Good job.
That was beautiful.
Great
Well
job.
done, Maddie. Good
So
work.
eloquent.
All right, we will take a quick break here. On the other side, update our scoreboard. Plus, NFL is getting hot. We got some breaking news coming up next. It's San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app. San Diego Sports 760, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2. John and Jim will take over then. How about this, Sammy? Chris Hodge, you know the betting expert that John and Jim have on week in and week out? How about $250 from Chris Hodge? How about it?
Hey, CH.
He's taking the Sammy Long philosophy. Gambling winnings, turn them in donations.
People act like, oh, gambling's in a corrupt society, all this nonsense. Guess what? Now you're donating to Rady Children. So now how do you feel?
Give us a call today, 1-800-258-0007 or text the word sports to 34984. We've seen the donations flying in so far today. It's an honor to be here doing this. It was great chatting with Mo, and Chavi, and Maurice, and Cindy. That is an energetic family. It's an awesome family.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
That family is not complete without Rady Children's Hospital. And that's kind of the scary thing you say with all of this, but it's true. They saved Mo and Chavi's life. And without it, you don't get that energy. You don't get that youthful fun that both of those kids bring. And right now, there's 367 kids at Rady Children's Hospital who need your help, who need your donations this year. So text the word sports to 34984 and make sure that in a few years, we have another Mo, we have another Chavi who are coming in here and spreading some joy. And let me tell you, after we turned the microphones off and went to commercial break, you should have seen the process it was to get Chavi off the microphone, who was shouting out Merry Christmas, who was shouting out thank you, who just loved being here and had so much energy and passion for this. Give us a call, 1-800-258-0007. Text the word sports to 34984. All right, Sammy Long. We actually had a videographer in here who was asking us some questions about this event and everything. And it turns out he's a massive Seattle Seahawks fan. And he brought up something that I really hadn't considered. He said Philip Rivers getting signed to the Colts is such a slap in the face to Russell Wilson. Which, if you think about it, maybe Russ could have been an option for the Indianapolis Colts, but Shane Steichen and Philip Rivers have a huge history together. I guess they still keep in touch and swap plays as coaches. But so Philip Rivers, who's getting ready to potentially start on Sunday for the Colts, maybe he took a job away from Russell Wilson. Now, Russell Wilson has spoken out today. What did he say?
He posted on social media, this is all he said, time to go dark. Now, what I would say to Russell Wilson is, when you play your last game, probably playing in the NFL was against the Kansas City Chiefs on Saturday Night Football in week 3, I believe it was week 3. When you throw the football out of the back of the end zone twice on a 3rd and goal and 4th and goal, and you throw it away, usually signals the end of your career.
That's fair.
And now I know that he's still with the Giants, so it's not like they would just be able to sign him, but he probably could have, knowing Russell Wilson, probably could request to be released. Russell Wilson's washed. He's done. And credit to Pete Carroll, actually, for seeing this. Like, he saw it coming. And this is not taking away from what Russ did in Seattle, because Russ was a fantastic quarterback in Seattle. But I think after, when he went to Denver, when he went to Pittsburgh, and then on to New York, everyone assumed, like, he hid him from getting exposed. There's a reason why Russell Wilson was a mid-round pick. He throws an amazing football. He could run. Later in his career, when he took away his legs and you made him a pure pocket passer, he never was that in Seattle. So it's a total shot in the face of Russell Wilson. I'm still kind of baffled with the whole thing about Philip Rivers. Like, it draws a lot of headlines. Maybe that's what the Colts want. They had all the headlines for 2 months of the season. They've kind of taken a dive recently. They trade for Sauce Gardner to get headlines. Now Sauce gets hurt. Now signing a 44-year-old quarterback certainly draws headlines. But let's not forget, it's not a shot to Philip Rivers. His last year in the league with the Colts, he was on the downside. 5 years later, in this nonsense, this report that came out, he runs the same offense as Shane Steichen at Tuscaloosa High. That is absurd. Like, that translates to the NFL.
Do you think that's nonsense?
100%. I think it's
You don't think him and Shane Steichen talk about offenses and talk about, you don't think Philip Rivers has given Shane Steichen a little bit of advice?
Well, no, but Philip Rivers' problem in the next 4 games is not going to be processing information.
Right. We know his brain is ready to go.
He's one
of the smartest quarterbacks
he's
ever
still
walked
got
the
it
earth.
on. The problem is when he gets smashed on in the first drive of the game and they put him on the ground, is he going to get up?
It's a great question. And I'm honestly kind of excited to see how he responds to that first big hit, because guys will talk after week 1 of the NFL season, after just having an off season, that first hit clears you out. I wonder what it's like going 5 years without getting hit.
I also just don't think like the Colts roster is good enough to win a Super Bowl. Like, I would understand this more from a weird
The
perspective.
NFL is wide open right now, man.
Yes, but my thing is, like, if you had, let's say, the Rams roster, and you look at the Rams and you go, this team is stacked. Like,
Stafford goes down.
if Stafford goes down, and you're like, no, do we want to hand it to a kid in Riley Leonard or some undrafted kid who's not going to go far in the playoffs, or do we take a shot at a veteran who has done it before? I would get it more. Not that the Colts are a bad team. This is a team on the downturn, and I think massively overachieved the first couple months of the season. And now you're seeing Jonathan Taylor, all those carries he had to have early in the year, kind of come back to bite him a little bit because they just can't use him the entire game.
Yeah, I wonder how much of it is due to the declining health of Daniel Jones over the last few weeks leading up to his injury that eventually ended his season, and how much that changed the offense. How much of it was people catching on to what Shane Steichen was trying to do. I think there's a lot of ways you can go with this, but I'm curious to see what it looks like with Philip Rivers. And for me, I'm glad number 17 is getting back out on the field in some sort of capacity. All right, the other news out of the NFL is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have been one of, if not the most injured team in the NFL this season, alongside the 49ers, alongside the Ravens. They have now activated their entire receiving corps back. Mike Evans is questionable for this Sunday's game. We all thought Mike Evans was done for the year, and he got hurt. And it looks like he's going to make his return early. He's coming back because right now the Bucs, who are 7-6, are holding on to first place in the NFC South. But the Panthers, who are having a charge at the end of the year here, just beat the Rams, are also 7-6 in the NFC South. So you look at that, and it's like the Bucs are thinking, okay, you look at the wild card picture in the NFC, and it looks like it's going to be a 10 or 11 win team as the last place team in the NFC wild card. You're going to have to win the NFC South to make it to the postseason. The Bucs are gearing up for war to get back in this thing.
Well, then we got in this a little bit yesterday, but like, look at the AFC. Let's assume Mahomes, Lamar, and Burrow are out. Mahomes and Burrow are pretty much out. Lamar's got a shot to get in. We'll see, but that loss Sunday certainly hurts them. It's obvious that Josh Allen has more pressure than anyone in the entire playoff because if he doesn't win this year, you start going. I mean, there's zero excuses because Mahomes is not there. All these guys, but on the NFC side. Like, I was sitting there earlier, like, who has the most pressure? Like, the Rams would only have it because of Stafford, his age, but they've won a Super Bowl in the last 5 years, so they have that. Philly won one last year, but how the rosters are constructed, they're always going to have pressure because the Eagles, and you don't know if they can probably keep a lot of contracts are going to come up.
The Bears are already playing with house money. The Niners are too hurt. The Seahawks are young, and you feel like they're going to be back here over the next few years. The Packers probably fit that bill, and the Lions, who are currently on the outside of the playoffs looking in, definitely fit that bill.
It's funny. The Packers and Lions probably are the two most pressured teams because
absolutely,
if Green Bay loses, short of maybe the NFC Championship game to the Rams, people are going to go, Jordan Love's not the guy. Because there's question marks if Jordan Love is that kind of big-time quarterback. In the Lions, this was their year. This was last year. They got the excuse of all the injuries on defense. The year before, they won 2 playoff games and lost to your Niners. This is the year Dan Campbell takes over play calling. This is the most wide open NFL playoff field we have ever seen, and it is not even. I can't even remember a time when it was this wide open.
I think that's absolutely correct. And think about this: it's probably going to be a 12-win team. It's going to be the 7th seed in the NFC. Right, right now, you look at 5, 6, 7, which are 3 wildcard teams. Seahawks already at 10 wins, Niners at 9 wins, Bears at 9 wins.
How much pressure do you think the Bucs have? Because the Bucs are interesting in that
they're getting healthier.
That's
by the time the postseason comes around, they may be fully back to where they were week 1.
So they may be that team that there was the first month of the season. People are like the Bucs are a potential Super Bowl threat. Then all the injuries happen. It's going to be a fascinating postseason.
It's wide open on both sides. I would say the only team that has ubiquitous pressure, the only team that is like clear cut, you need to go win a Super Bowl this year, is the Buffalo Bills.
They have the most pressure of anyone.
Other than that, everyone's a great story. Which we love to see great stories in football, but even like the Rams,
it's funny,
Stafford wasn't supposed to play this season because his back was broken.
Would the Chargers be next?
No, I don't think so because their entire offensive line is hurt.
But it's like Herbert. If you look at the second best quarterback in the field in the AFC side,
sure.
After. If Burrow, Lamar, and Mahomes aren't there, is it Herbert?
Maybe.
And we know Herbert has not had success in the postseason.
We got 4 weeks left of the regular season, 4 weeks left of Jocelyn, 4 weeks left.
So depressing, bro. And the Chiefs, like what?
Exactly. It's okay. You're playing the Chargers this weekend. How's that going to go?
Well, I hope we win because I hate that team with a passion, and I have a bunch of friends listening right now who are insufferable Charger fans.
But weird, you said the best thing for the Chiefs would be to lose four
Well,
straight
I'm not
games.
going to get like it ruins my week when the Chiefs lose. If they end up losing, it's probably the best thing to happen for them.
So is this a no-win week for you? Because if they win, you're going to be pissed. If they lose, you're going to be pissed.
Probably, yeah. But I'm never going to root for my guys to lose. Like that would make me want to vomit to root for the Chargers.
How about this? Samuel coming through with $40. Thank you, Samuel. Thomas, I think we already shouted out, but you get another $150. This is awesome, man. Keep them coming in. San Diego Sports 760. This is day 2 of our Rady Children's Giveathon. If you're just joining us, you don't know what that is. We are raising money today for Rady Children's Hospital, which is right here in San Diego. You probably drive by it all the time. Look, if you have kids, if you have nieces and nephews, you probably have a story about Rady Children's Hospital. We are ridiculously fortunate to have them in our backyard here in San Diego. So give us a call right now, 1-800-258-0007, or you can text the word sports to 34984, 34984. You can make a donation that literally could save a life here today. There are 367 children who are at Rady Children's Hospital as we speak. That means there are 367 families who, instead of getting ready for the holiday season, instead of decorating the house, they're at Rady Children's Hospital right now, going through it. So if you can, you have a little extra change in the wallet this month, maybe don't buy that coffee tomorrow. Maybe just make a donation to Rady Children's Hospital, 1-800-258-0007, or text the word sports to 34984. All right, we got one more story left. We're going to tell you it on the other side about Rady Children's Hospital. It's another success story, one that hits near and dear to our hearts here at San Diego Sports 760. So we'll give you that on the other side. It is San Diego Sports 760. You're listening live on the iHeartRadio app.
This report is sponsored by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Aztecs back tonight, taking on Lamar. San Diego State is currently 18.5-point favorites with the point total set at 136.5. The game is going at 7 o'clock right here on San Diego Sports 760. Schaefer will be on the call. Flesh and I will be on the pregame starting at 6. The Lakeshore back tonight, taking on the Spurs in the NBA Cup at 7. Wemby will not be playing in this one. Lakers are currently 7.5-point favorites. Choosing the right home service company isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about trusting who's in your home. That's why homeowners count on Anderson for friendly professional service that keeps everything running right. Visit AndersonPHA.com.
San Diego Sports 760, Ben Fletcher, Sammy Long with you till 2 o'clock. John and Jim will take over then, and then Sammy and I will both be back with you later tonight, 6 o'clock, as we get you ready for San Diego State and Lamar at Viejas Arena tonight. Tickets still available at GoAztecs.com, by the way. All right, it's day 2 of the Rady Children's Giveathon here at San Diego Sports 760, and I implore you to call the phone number 1-800-258-0007, or you can text the word sports to 34984. I walked back to the phone bank just over this last commercial break, and they look bored. Give them something to do. Give them a call, huh? Call 1-800-258-0007. Tell them Fletch, tell them Sammy sent you, and make your donation right now. All right, we are joined now by the beautiful, the radiant, the legend herself, one of the founders of San Diego Radio.
Yeah,
One of the most important people to ever grace a microphone here in San Diego. The effervescent Laura Kane.
Laura Kane.
Get that on tape for me. I'm going to keep that forever. That's going to be my ringtone. Thank you.
Laura, it's great to see you.
Thank you so much. I feel super cool being in the sports studio.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. And I'm a little bit nervous.
So you're a doozy over on 600 Kogo.
I am.
You're a superstar on Star.
Yeah. If you want to say that, yes.
And what other radio stations are you working with?
Well, I do traffic reports on, you probably heard me on this station
Yeah,
too.
Safe on the roads.
I do weather reports on all the stations. I have a podcast. What don't I do? I cobble together, I have 6 jobs trying to make one job.
Laura Kane is everyone's favorite in the building here at iHeartMedia.
Sammy, I think, okay, then we're tied because everybody loves Sammy too.
It's great to see you, Laura.
Thank
and
you.
we're so glad you're here.
Thanks.
And now we're going to make you cry a little bit.
Oh my
Is
gosh.
that okay?
It's okay. I mean, yes.
Because we talk about all your different jobs in radio, but job number 1 we all know is you're a great mama.
Oh my gosh. And you know what's so cool is both of my kids called me this morning, one right after the other. And that is how close I am to them. I feel like we have a telepathy thing, especially me and my son, because of what we've been through together.
And that all started at Rady Children's Hospital.
It did. Okay, so I was 5 months pregnant. I went in for a routine ultrasound, and the ultrasound tech said, "Oh no, you never want to hear that." And they can't tell me what "oh no" means. So the person said, "You need to go see this man. He's a surgeon at Rady Children's Hospital." We're like, "What? Why? What's going on?" I mean, we were stressed out. And this is going to sound very strange, but the minute I set foot, it's the first time I ever set foot in Rady Children's Hospital. I felt this overwhelming feeling of calm and peace. And I'm like, you know what? No matter what's going on, I'm pretty sure things are going to be okay. It's hard to put into words the vibe that hospital gives. Anyway, we met with Dr. David Collins because your son has what's called an omphalocele. And that is, he has a hole in his stomach and all of his intestines are growing on the outside of his body, including some of his organs, which could be an issue if they come out too much. They'll be too big to stuff back in his body. But he brought out a book, he showed us pictures. He goes, I've done a lot of these. It's not that uncommon, believe it or not. And we'll operate on him and he'll be in the NICU, and he just laid it all out. And we're like, okay. So Charlie was born a month early, and it was on Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. And luckily, the doctor was on call that morning. Thank God. He was operated on. I mean, he was born C-section. They showed him real quick because they had to get him into surgery right away. They handed him through this hole that goes through
the wall to the nurses at Rady Children's Hospital, and there's a tunnel that connects Sharp with Rady Children's Hospital. They were running with Charlie in the little incubator through that tunnel faster and faster because he was code blue, which means his heart had stopped. Code blue to get him onto that operating table. And
where are you during all this?
I've just had C-section. I'm recovering. I'm out of it. This is all according to my husband at the time. He was there the whole thing, and he said it was the scariest thing in his whole life. Anyway, Charlie made it through surgery. He was in the NICU. I didn't get to see him for 3 days until finally I did. He was all tubes and wires coming out of everywhere. The smallest little wires possibly imagine. He was on a breathing machine. He was all red and puffy because he had just had this big surgery. And I looked at him and I said, "Hi, Charlie." And his one puffed up little eye opened up ever so slightly to say, "Hi, Mama." And I knew everything's going to be fine. This is my boy. This is my baby, and he's going to be okay. And 10 days later, they said, okay, he got some designer belly button. It looks like an asterisk. And they put them all back together. And he had to have 2 surgeries after the first one, before he was 1. And they thought he might have a genetic disorder. So we were at the geneticist as well. Shout out to Dr. Marilyn Jones, the best geneticist in the world at Rady Children's Hospital. I just want to say that hospital, those people, Charlie's Angels, we call the nurses Charlie's Angels, awesome. Saved my son. My son's 25. He just got married. He's 6'5". He has a funny looking belly button that kids used to make fun of, but I said, "You're going to get chicks with this belly button." I'm not kidding.
I've seen his hair. I'm trying to emulate it. I mean, my man's got some flow.
He totally has your hair. And he has a really cool looking belly button, and he just got married to a hot chick. So there you go.
We got to talk about hair in front of me. Okay, here, real quick.
But I got to
want to text sports to 34984. Call 1-800-258-0007.
You never know when you're a parent, even when you're pregnant. Like I was just pregnant.
Number 1.
This was my first baby.
So you're going from like the most exciting thing that's ever happened to you in your life. You're about to become a mother, and knowing your personality, you're the best mother. And so you're going from that to then code red emergency, or what was code blue emergency?
Code blue. Yeah.
What's going through your mind?
I just had to make the best of it. We just were like, okay, get this. I didn't want to know the sex of the baby. Well, we had to have an ultrasound every week just to see how it was progressing, because if it got too bad, he would have had to be aborted. And I hate saying that. Anyway, and I kept telling him, I don't want to know the sex of the baby. Please, I just want it to be a surprise. I want a surprise out of this. Well, the nurse, before I went into my C-section, she goes, "Will you read everything on your tag to make sure it's okay?" I had my name and my birth date, and then it said male on it. Wait a minute. I went through all these ultrasounds and I told all these people, and then I find out like a minute before he was born. But I just love my boy so much. You know what? In his eyes, there is a knowing that I know it because he's touched the other side.
Well, I know we're going to get to here in a second, but you mentioned earlier you said you walked into Rady's, you felt like this overwhelming sense of calm. Like, do you know what that was, or just was it the staff, or was it just you kind of knew you'd had to use it?
If I had the words, I would explain it. It's just this sense of peace and a sense of it's gonna be okay, because they speak, they're on your level, they level with you, but in the most tender way possible. I just can't say enough about the people there and how wonderful and how lucky we are that we have it, this hospital in our backyard. Because I'm telling you, you're taking me out on a bicycle and break his leg in 2 minutes, 5 minutes from now.
You're in the best hospital in the country.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So Laura, how long was Charlie in the NICU?
He was in the NICU for a month.
A month. Well, right now, as we're talking, there are 30 babies in the NICU.
Oh my
And I
gosh.
know a common refrain is once you're part of the Rady family, you're part of it for life, and they'll take care of you forever. But the deal is you also have to take care of them forever.
They're
30 Charlies in the NICU right now.
and
That's where your money's going. Text
Totally.
sports to 34984. Call 1-800-258-0007.
those nurses like glide. They're angels. They're literally angels in the NICU.
Your story's awesome. You're awesome.
You're awesome too.
The effervescent, the radiant,
Stop.
San Diego lowercase.
San Diego
Stop.
royalty. Look, we have weekly chat with Steve Hartman that we call San Diego royalty
Yeah.
on the radio. You're right up there with Steve.
No,
Yes, way, Laura.
Steve Hartman, lowercase.
stop it. Okay, no, keep going. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we gotta go to break, unfortunately. But thank you, Laura, and thank you, Charlie.
Thank
Smoking
you.
hot wife, you said?
Oh, smoking
How
hot.
about that?
And thank you everybody who's giving money.
Can we find Sammy a smoking hot wife? That's next.
How is that? How is he not? Please, he's so
Seriously,
cute.
he's adorable.
I
appreciate that,
know.
Laura.
And he can do at least 40 push-ups. I saw him do it.
Oh,
I did
my-
20 push-ups earlier.
do you like older women?
Of course. Is Lauren Gaines available?
I can leave.
I can be his mother, please. Give me a break.
This is the best interview we've ever done. Bar none.
Oh my
It's San Diego Sports 760. Laura's sitting on Sammy. We gotta go. All right, here we go. Take a break, Sammy. Push the button. Man, we've had fun. We've kept the message, the main thing today and yesterday. It's been incredible to see what our listeners can do and just how many of you are out there, man. There's someone named Sammy who's donating. Is that you, Sammy? Are you donating? Or is that just one of our listeners?
It's one of our listeners, but
We
I,
can't hear what you're saying.
it's important when you talk on the radio to have your mic on.
So, Sammy, thank you for the $40. Not this Sammy, but this Sammy still has some push-ups to do. We'll make sure those get done by the end of today. Your arms okay?
Where are your push-ups? I'm just curious. Like,
I did not agree to any
like
push-ups.
you just said, "Oh, Sammy's going to do this,"
You agreed to it at the time.
and you have done nothing. You don't care about the kids, Fletch.
Sammy, I am
You
paying
push-ups
for
for the
you,
kids.
me, Bradford, and now apparently Rich Armberger to all go-karting. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, but you're paying for that?
$80.
You're paying for that?
That was my deal. Someone donated $100. I was taking Bradford and you go-karting.
I'm gonna make sure to get the whole tricked out car just so bad it's just like it's like a $600 day.
God, I hope not. All right, Christopher just donated $228. What that means,
Christopher
is now a hero because it's $19 a month. You go 19 times 12, and I'm pretty sure that's 228. So Christopher got a pair of tickets to SeaWorld, which has been one of our excellent sponsors over the last couple of days. Thank you, SeaWorld. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you to everybody who has donated over the last couple of days. The job is not done yet. All right. John and Jim are going to take over for us. We need more donations to pile in here. We need more money to go to Rady Children's Hospital. Huge thank you to Crowley Car Company, ESEC, Cable Pipe and Leak Detection, and SeaWorld. We got to get out of here. Sammy, before we go,
we're about to go, but just because the last 2 days we were having a good cause, don't think all my Eagles fans we forgot about you. We'll be discussing that tomorrow.
That was very important to squeeze in at the end of the show. Call 1-800-258-0007. Text the word sports to 34984. Keep those donations rolling in. Thank you to all of our listeners who have donated. And thank you to everyone who's about to, because we know you are. Talking to you, texter, who Sammy just responded to. You owe $20. You know who you are. San Diego Sports 760. See you tomorrow.